Hi, I'm Nancy. Welcome to Mindful Yoga. Today, our theme is breath. We're trying to make sure that our lungs are very mobile to expand and contract easily. And part of that is doing breathing itself, keeping mobile in that way, and those muscles exercised, but also just staying supple in the muscles and spine of our torso. Secondly, we're thinking about breathing from a little more worldwide point of view. Zen Master Suzuki says, the universe breathes us. So join me now with some breathing. Take a seat where you can be comfortable. You can be in a chair for this part if you'd like. Knees a little bit lower than the hips. Noticing your connection with the earth, that solidity underneath you. Let gravity flow down through you. And then lift up a bit from pelvic floor diaphragm, up through the respiratory diaphragm, and up through the voice box diaphragm, those three hammocks horizontally slung across the torso. And begin your breathing. Imagine that there's a pearl of light between your navel and lumbar spine. The rays of it lengthen out as you inhale. The sides and backs of the lower ribs expand. And as you exhale, the rays become shorter. One more expanding breath in the lower ribs. Then let that light lengthen into a tube that brings the light up through the body. Lower ribs expand, then ribs under the armpits expand and up. The shoulders rise slightly, and then let it go down. That light lengthening down through pelvic floor, down into the earth. When we inhale, the air comes into the inner world. When we exhale, the air goes out to the outer world. Actually, there's just one world. In this limitless world, the air comes in and goes out like someone passing through a swinging door. And then come back to your regular breathing. Let's check in with the body. Is there any place you can relax down just a little bit more in this moment? Maybe through cheeks or jaws or shoulders, abdomen, feet. And then if you're on anything high, remove that now and come onto a blanket. We'll encourage the suppleness of our torso muscles, doing the 6 movements of the spine to the side and rotating round and coming back and forth, flexing and extending. So bring the hand out just about medium distance, reach up and over. Noticing where you feel that side bend. Reach up and over. Perhaps you feel it through the side rib, up through the ribs, and even under the armpit. Feeling some arc in the spine and the rib basket. Chris Holmes of Kripalu Institute says we shouldn't call it a rib cage because that kind of implies that it has iron bars that don't move. Rather, we want to develop a rib basket that has mobility and allows us to breathe freely. One last time over to this side. Coming back through middle, bring one hand across to the opposite thigh, other hand comes behind, just turning to the side. Sinking down through sits bones, inhale up through the crown, letting the spiral of the spine be long and centered. And then extend arms out as you come around, and hand comes to the opposite thigh. Pause a moment there, lengthening, centering. One more time on each side. If you think I breathe, the I is extra. There is no you to say I in the breathing. Coming back through center, we're going to be turtles. Bring your head and arms out from under your shell and then fold them in. The spine opens in the front and then opens in the back. Coming out into the air, looking around at the world, and folding inwards. One version of the swinging door. Then bring the hands down to the thighs, and we're going to rotate from the waist, so bringing the ribs forward a bit, over and back. Just circling around that respiratory diaphragm. I imagine that the diaphragm itself is moving around. Notice the difference in the relationship between the diaphragms as you move, and let your focus be on the ribs as they go over to the side and forward and over to the other side. One time more around. Then come back to center and settle for a moment, bringing the diaphragm stacked right one above the other, the center of the respiratory diaphragm shining down on the front half of the pelvic floor diaphragm, chin back a quarter of an inch or so, so that voice box diaphragm is right above. And then coming forward and over to the other side for the opposite direction. Feel the mobility in your rib basket. One more time round. And come back through center. Arms come down to the side. We're going to do a big sun breath. Inhale up. Palms are lifted. Fingertips or palms will meet overhead for a moment, holding the exhale, and then turning slowly with the hands so that they are coming down towards the earth. The breathing in yoga, often people will say, we want to breathe out the toxins, breathe out the carbon dioxide. But Chris Holmes is teaching us that the carbon dioxide is natural to the body. It's a natural byproduct of the cellular production of energy, that little fire in each cell that is life. Just like a fire, it lets off carbon. So the carbon dioxide is always there. We're going to do windshield wiper legs now. So feet are wide, hands are back behind, giving some support up through the shoulders, and let the knees go back and forth. The carbon dioxide actually has a sedative effect for us. It calms us, kind of down regulates us. And what the body tries to do is simply to keep a good balance of the carbon dioxide. Bring one arm around, let it go back towards the corner. Just let the body enter into this with some abandon. Always protecting the body as it needs to through joints, modifying as you need to. And then the next time you come around, come down into twist. Hands might come down, forearms might come down, head might come down to the back of the palm of the hands. Focus on the breathing. Inhale back up, roll over the feet, and come over to the other side, finding your full body twist. Inhale back up. We're going to do a twist that will have various options. One leg might be out straight and the other one over with the knee down a bit, or if you need to have the leg farther out to the front, that's fine. Or you might fold this under leg up a bit and bring the other one over, or that leg might be out. So just play with it, find what is right for your body. Bring the hand opposite of the top leg to the outside of the knee. The other hand comes to the ribs on the side. Inhale up, exhale, feel the ribs glide under that hand as the lower ribs turn. Inhale up, exhale round in the shoulders and higher ribs. Inhale up and let the chin and neck come round. No overstraining or overturning in the lumbar spine or the hips. Release and come around. We're going to do it one more time. This time, let your hand turn with the ribs. So inhaling up, feeling that turning of hand and rib, and then continue on around, lengthening up and bringing the body around. About 70% of what you might be able to do. Release and unwind. Experiment with the other side. Do you want this leg curled up or is it better out? Just finding whatever works for the body. Hand comes to opposite knee and other hand comes to the rib. Inhale up, exhale round as the ribs glide under that hand. Inhale up, exhale round little by little up the body. Release and come around. One more time with the ribs and the hand moving together. Inhale up, exhale round as hand and ribs both turn. Feeling the ribs expanding with the breathing in. One more breath here. And release and unwind. Bring the legs wide. We're going to reach out one hand so that the pinky comes in the direction of the toe pinky. The finger pinky and the toe pinky come towards each other. Maybe the little finger of the hand comes to the side of the little toe, or not. Just slowly back and forth, enjoying that stretch. When we do our breathing in yoga practice, we don't need to worry too much about oxygen. The blood is saturated with oxygen pretty dependably, unless you are at high altitudes or the end of a marathon. If you're a healthy body, the air is coming in, bringing the oxygen through the airways into those little bubbles in the lungs, and quick as a wink, it's going into the bloodstream and to the cells and the tissues. One last time in each direction. Then coming up through center, if it feels all right, bring the sole of the foot to the inner thigh, turning a bit towards that extended leg. Hands come down. I'm on fingertips on either side of my knee. Knee is a little soft. We're going to inhale as the pelvic floor draws up behind the navel. So inhale. As you inhale, pelvic floor draws up behind the navel. Hold for a moment. And exhale down. 2 more times. Inhale, draw in. Hold. And let go. 1 more time. Changing position to the other side. This is called a mula bandha, sometimes translated as a lock. So we're locking in the pelvic floor and bringing it up. Inhale as pelvic floor draws in as if it's coming up behind the navel. Hold. And exhale out. Inhale, draw in. And exhale. One more time on your own. And let it go. And do one more breath before we leave our sitting position here. Lengthening our breath. Inhale through the nose, up through the body. At the top, sup in with the mouth breath, just a little bit more at the top. And then exhale through the mouth, down, 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 exhale, exhale. And at the bottom, a little blow through the nose. Inhale up through the nose. At the top, sup in with the mouth a little bit more. And exhale down through the nose, through the mouth, sorry. With a little bit of a blow through the nose at the bottom. Inhale, nose. Little sup through the mouth. Exhale, mouth. A blow through the nose at the bottom. And one more time. And again, come back to your normal breathing. This kind of breathing, called pranayama in yogic Sanskrit, you can be going towards a lying position now, is good for anxiety and depression. It calms the nervous system. It deepens our tolerance for different ranges of carbon dioxide. And maybe most important, it floods our body with prana, that subtle energy of the yogic movement and breathing. Let the body sink down into the earth for a moment as you bring the body down, feeling gravity all along the back of the head, the torso and the legs, the arms. Then bring one leg up, turn the ankle 5 or 6 times in one direction, and then the other. Give that leg some support as it goes out to the side of that leg. Other arm reaches out horizontally from the shoulder. Continuing to breathe, feeling some extra space now across the belly. Inhale back up. Other hand gives the leg some support as it goes over midline, and foot might turn towards the opposite wall. Relax down through the shoulders, and then just feel up and down the side of that leg, down to the foot. Bring the leg back up, give the knee a hug to the chest. Bring the knee to the armpit. Come into half a happy baby, and then push up through the foot. Maybe you're half happy, or maybe you're half a baby. Or maybe you're just pushing your foot into the air. And then release and bring the foot down, slowly. Other side. Foot rises up, ankle turns, relaxing down through the back of the neck. Turn the other direction. Extend leg out to the side, give it some support from that hand. The opposite hip is tending towards the mat. Inhale the leg up, let it come over midline, give it some support if it needs it. Relaxing down between the shoulder blades, feeling what there is to feel here, IT band, down the side of the lower leg, and bring the leg back up. Give the knee a hug. Extend down through the heel of the extended leg at the same time. Bring the knee over towards the armpit. And come up into half happy baby. Extending the foot up just as much as is right for the connection between the glutes and the hamstrings, and the connective tissue as it warms up and hydrates in the back of the leg. And then releasing and letting that leg come down slowly. Knees come up folded, knees are bent above the hips. Inhale, begin your exhale, and then let the knees come over about 50% down and hover. Inhale up, begin your exhale, so that by the time you're hovering, you're kind of on empty, so to speak. Inhale up, begin your exhale, hover, strengthening the quadratus lumborum, one of those important deep abdominal muscles. Come on back up. That anchors our diaphragm. We're inhaling and exhaling and then going over to the other side. Quadratus lumborum anchors our spine and our diaphragm as we breathe. And bring the knees back up. Raise the head and shoulders, fingers come to the outside of the skull as one leg extends out and one comes up towards the chest. Toning abdominal muscles. Let one elbow come towards the opposite knee. This cross-body exercise being important. For 2 and 1, and bring the head down. Let the feet come just below the buttocks. Arms are along the side. We're coming into moving bridge. Weight comes into the feet and the shoulders. Hips rise, glutes engage, arms rise, come up overhead, engaging all along the back of the body, those muscles holding up and cradling the front of the body, which can be quite relaxed, organs just in their little cradle. And then one more time, lifting up. And bringing it down. Now we'll come to a static bridge. Shoulders roll under, elbows come close to the waist. Hips start to rise, hands clasp underneath, using the arms as well as the shoulders and the feet for good support here. Feeling strong, clinging or gripping, not really gripping, but touch with the earth. Bring the weight into one foot and more into one shoulder as one leg might lift up, come up to the knee to the chest. Foot comes up towards the ceiling, back to the chest, then forward if you'd like, and come back. So find if this is a good thing for you to do, and bring the other foot down. Shift the weight so that the weight is on the other side firmly. Let the knee come up to the chest. Foot can come up to the ceiling, back to the chest, out to the bottom of the mat, and back, and bring that foot back. Pause for just a moment, feeling that very stable bridge, weight in both feet, both shoulders, and slowly let the body come down. Let arms come out diagonally, legs come out diagonally, a big star on the earth. Breathing, letting the pelvic floor be quite relaxed on inhale and exhale. Then we're going to pick up the legs and give them a hug. Nose comes towards knees. Take a few breaths here, and this time on the exhale, draw in the pelvic floor. Maybe bringing a little ujjayi ocean sound to the breath on the exhale. One more time, reach out. You're a star on the earth. Relax completely through the pelvic floor. Then coming into a ball, and as you exhale, drawing in through pelvic floor. And then let yourself just roll over to the side, and we're going to come up into a tabletop position. Shoulders directly over hands and hips over knees. Inhale, open the front of the spine. Exhale as tailbone descends and open up the back. Chin tucks in a bit, tailbone rises. Just let the eyes be farther out on the floor, not all the way up. So there's no straining in the back of the neck. Just a smooth curve in the spine. One last time in each direction. And we'll come down into a prone position. Bring the arms back along the side, hands in towards the body. Lengthen back through the feet, lifting up the legs a little bit and walking back on the front of the feet. Tailbone comes down towards the heels. Fingers come down along the side of the body. Crown reaches forward. Inhale up with head, shoulders, and legs, and then arms follow long through the body. Kneecaps more or less down towards the earth. And bring it down. We'll do that one more time, lengthening first. Inhaling up. More length than height. For 3, 2, and 1. Let the legs come down. Head and shoulders can stay up. Arms come wider, palms turn out, and thumbs are up. And you might rise up just a little bit more, employing all the back muscles, hamstrings, glutes, the strong muscles on either side of the spine for 3, 2, and 1, and come down. Let the cheek rest for a moment. You means to be aware of the universe in the form of you. I means to be aware of the universe in the form of I. Then bringing hands under the shoulders, elbows close to the body, tuck the toes, push up and bring the weight back over the feet for a downward dog. Stretch back, knees are bent here so that you can get long through the arms, through the sides of the body and the spine, paddling the feet as you like. Then coming forward into plank, strong through the belly, strong through the arms as they hold up the shoulders, energy coming back through the heels for 3, 2, and 1. Bring elbows in, knees come down. Your version of cobra. One more time. Weight back over the feet. Stretch back, and then the knees might straighten a little bit more. Hips might come back a little farther towards the wall behind you. One more time, coming forward into plank for 3, 2, and 1. Down, cobra, and back up into downward dog. Bring the weight into the right foot. Left foot rises up. Bend that knee. If you'd like to bring the heel towards the buttocks, opening the hip, then bring the knee back. Bring it in under the belly, weight comes forward a bit over the hands. Then kick back once again, turn heel to buttocks, opening the heel, bring the knee back so it's pointed down towards earth, come forward. And this is the last time, bringing the leg up, 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 and then we're going to bring it through to a knee down lunge, or come down onto your knees, finding your way as you can. So here we are in knee down lunge. The thighs are coming towards the hips, good balance, and the hips are aligned 9-3. Arms rise, pretend you're holding a rope up here. The rope is pulling you up, maybe pulls you just a little bit back, and then bring it down. Bring hand to the right hand over to the left thigh. The back hand draws, the left hand draws a rainbow, and then bring it back and forward once again. Hands come down along the sides. Right hand rises up, and a slight side bend here. Kind of challenging your balance. Anchoring down through knees, through that back knee and the front of the foot, through the foot in the front, and come back. And then we're going to do Bhastrika. So speeding up our breathing here, bigger range of carbon dioxide that we're building resilience with. Will come down for 4 and then forward for 4. Ha, 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 ha. 3, ha, ha, ha. Ha, 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 2, ha, 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 1, ha, ha, and bring it down. Hands come down around the front foot. Bring the left foot back and bring the weight into the left foot. Right foot rises up. Rise up a little farther as you push into the hands. Then turn the knee, bending it. Heel might come towards buttocks. Bring the knee in under the belly, come forward a bit, kick up in the back, bend the knee, open the hip, heel to buttocks, knee comes straight down towards earth, in under the belly. Stretch up in the back and bring it through or come down onto your knees into knee down lunge. Take a moment to find your balance, anchoring down into earth, aligning across. Arms come up and find that rope. Hold on to that rope. Oh, the rope's pulling you up, back just a little bit. And then bring the left hand onto the right thigh. Other arm draws a rainbow as you twist slightly. Letting the twist be through the thoracic spine. Lumbar spine giving you the stability. Hands come along the sides of the body. Left arm reaches up and a slight side bend. Anchoring down as you lift up and slightly over. Coming back through center, Bhastrika breath. Ha, 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 ha. 4 forward, ha, 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 ha. 3, ha, 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 ha. 2, ha, 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 ha. And 1, ha, ha. And bring the hands down. Bring the hands down around the front foot. The back foot comes forward to join the front foot, coming into forward fold. Let the knees be soft here. Let the hips rise slightly, allowing the spine to dangle down. Letting the breath relax you in the lower back, in the middle back, The top of the skull dropping down, vertebrae of the neck expanding a bit. Then bend the knees even more, arms come back and up in front of you as you come up into chair, hips reach back and fingers reach forward. Inhale all the way up and then back into chair. Inhale up and chair. Arms come back along the side, hips come up a little bit, and you're fairly parallel to the earth between the crown and the tailbone. And then we're going to bring the arms forward and back. 2 more times, forward and back. Then let this turn into the swing that we sometimes do, reaching up and letting gravity just allow your arms to come down towards the earth, torso following, abandoning yourself to gravity at your own pace. One more time. And come back to reality. We're going to do a warrior 1. So 1 foot is forward and 1 foot is back. There's some space in between the heels horizontally. The back foot can be at 30 degrees if that agrees with your hip. Adapt as you need to. Align the hips horizontal with the front of the mat. Bring the hands back behind the body, palms open. Shoulder blades coming down and in. Check out your diaphragms, the pelvic floor diaphragm, under the respiratory diaphragm, under the voice box diaphragm. One more breath here. Bring the hand of the back leg to the glute. Check out the engagement there, some hardness to support that leg that's going back and the hip flexor in the front. Other arm reaches up, extend from the hip up through the shoulder, particularly on that back leg side. Hand comes down, then both arms join the action, extending up, anchored through the feet. Chin a little tucked, opening up and bringing it back down. We'll do it one more time. Inhale up, pause for a moment, and exhale down. Hands come to the waist, back foot comes forward a bit, and all the toes are going forward now. Bring one hand, the hand of the front foot down the leg, other hand can join in, and your torso stretches out from the hinging at the base of the spine, out through the spine, and it might come down farther. Front knee can be soft. Experiment here with how far it's appropriate for your body to come over. It's fine if it stays in a torso parallel to the earth kind of stretch. Rising back up. Stay with this, or you might make steeple fingers, which become laser fingers. Light coming out of your fingers, they reach up overhead, draw a light across the ceiling, down the wall in front, and over the floor, coming towards your toe. Strong in the belly, give support for that lower back as you come back up. So you're either going down the front of your leg with your hands or laser fingers down. And lifting back up. Arms come down and around. Bring the feet together. One hand on chest and one hand on belly. Just take a few breaths. Feeling the universe breathing. Then coming to the opposite side of warrior one, finding your warrior one position, focusing on the balance for a moment. Arms come back behind, palms open, shoulder blades down and in. The corners of the shoulders open, the front corners of the shoulders. Breathing. Hand comes to the back glute, engaged. Inhale up with the opposite arm, open from pelvis up through collarbone. Careful of the lower, of the back of the neck. It's not too much strain there. Both arms come up. And sweep slowly down. One more time up. And bring it down. Bring the back foot forward just a bit. All toes are forward. Front knee is more or less straight. We're going to hinge at the base of the spine as the torso comes parallel and the hands run down the front of the leg. Opening up in the back of the leg, opening forward through the spine, floating back up. One more time. Stay with this or make steeple fingers. Bring the fingers up towards the ceiling, laser light shining on the ceiling, tracing across the ceiling, down the opposite wall, across the floor. Little give in that front knee as you come down towards the toes, strong in the belly as you lift back up, anchoring down through the feet. One more time. Laser light reaches up into the sky and hands separate and come down. We're going to undulate a little bit here. So this is like a cat-cow, but it's a standing cat-cow. So knees and hips are a little bit soft, you're a little buoyant. The chin tucks and the hips come forward. Then the hips come back and the chest comes forward, gaze rises. Go back and forth here. Hips coming back and forth, shoulders coming back and forth. The center of the torso in the opposite direction, and the chin coming in, and gaze reaching up. And if that becomes more of a kind of wave through the body, that's fine, or it might continue to be just that cat-cow for 3, 2, and 1. We're going to make ourselves into swinging doors here for a moment. Bring your weight into your back foot. Other foot comes forward over towards the corner slightly. Begin a rocking motion as weight comes forward, back heel comes up, weight comes back, and toe comes up in the front. Establishing this rocking motion through the body. Opposite arm of the back of the front leg comes forward, other arm also reaches out. So here's your door swinging around. Let the heel and the toe rise. Let this be a soothing movement, no strain. We are a swinging door, breathing, purely independent, yet dependent upon everything. And one last time. And bring the feet back together. Other foot comes out towards the corner. Begin that rocking motion, weight in the back foot and then the front. heel and toe rising appropriately. Then arms stretch out, and the arm that's opposite the front leg comes forward as we come forward, and other arm forward as we come back. Let the movement soothe you, settle your breath as the universe breathes you. One last rock back and forth. And bring it down. We're going to come into triangle. So come finding your triangle legs, toes forward, other foot right behind that other foot at 30 degrees. Hands come to the hips. Let the hips come to the back of the pose, to one side, and then forward, ending up in the back, opening through the chest, reaching towards the horizon, and windmilling. The fingers up towards the sky, down towards the earth, shoulder blades relaxing down. Breathing. Then turning, front of the hips and the shoulders opening to the earth, arms spread out. Imagine you're flying over the earth. And then the hand comes down from the front to the leg. Face remains down towards the earth as back arm and ribs turn up slightly towards the back. Hand comes down and we come up. Bring the hands to the hip creases, feet come wide, and toes are slightly pigeon-toed, folding at the base of the spine, forward, knees are soft, hips are soft. Coming down with the hands, walking forward slightly, if you'd like, stretching back through arms, up through the tailbone, and then walking back. Turning, one hand comes to opposite elbow and reach up. Sweep that arm down and across and reach up on the other side. That hand comes down. Bring the hands to the waist, torso then comes parallel, pause, and then come the rest of the way up. Coming to triangle on the other side. Finding your triangle position, hands to the hip creases, feeling the hips coming to the front of the pose and the back of the pose. Opening through the chest, reaching out to the horizon. Fingers reaching down, fingers reaching up, heart open, sending channels of energy out into the world. One more breath here. Then turning, arms out to the sides, flying over the earth. What do you imagine that you see? Front hand comes to the leg, back hand and ribs turn out, face remains down towards the mat. And bring that back hand to the leg and come up. Bring the feet just slightly wider than hip width apart, soft in the knees and the hips. We'll inhale looking forward with palms in towards the body. As we exhale, turn the palms so that they are facing forward towards the screen and the nose turns to one side. Inhale forward, hands turn in. Exhale to the other side, palms turn out. Inhale, center. Exhale, as palms open, notice the shoulder blades can come in towards each other. This is called the owl. Opening in the front shoulder corners as well. Voice box diaphragm right over the respiratory diaphragm. And last time here. And come back through center. Bring the feet so they are a little, probably where they were, a little wider, the hip width apart. Again, bring that softness to the body. Maybe you feel a balloon, big balloon underneath your buttocks, just allowing you to sit back slightly on it. Bring the center of the respiratory diaphragm over the front half of the pelvic floor. Tuck the chin a bit. We're going to bring the arms up the center, come up on tiptoes. Inhale, arms come out, and exhale down. Inhale, up the chest, up on tiptoes, maybe just slightly, or give that up if that doesn't work for you. Extend out and exhale down. Bend the knees slightly. Then one last cycle here. Take a breath. And we'll come down into a lying position to end today. As you get down to the mat, melting through the heart, feeling the heart and the thymus gland behind it, sinking down, touching down to earth. Bend the knees. Hold one knee towards the chest. The other leg reaches out long, slowly, and comes back towards the chest. Giving some final strengthening to the psoas muscle, another one of those deep abdominal muscles that anchors the diaphragm and the spine as we breathe. Our lung capacity well expanded here. Our muscles warm, our connective tissues hydrated. And then hold the other leg up to the chest. Opposite leg extends out and back slowly. One last time. Let the feet come down just below the buttocks. Bring one leg up into a figure four, ankle on the opposite thigh. Relax down through the hips. Bring the flat of the palm of the figure against the figure four inner thigh. Inhale, and as you exhale, press gently against that thigh. Very important to relax down at the same time. Through the glutes, the pelvis, the pelvic floor, the abdomen, the lower ribs. Relaxing the psoas. One more. Inhale and long exhale as you relax down. Release that leg and bring the other leg up into a figure four. The foot remains on the mat of the foundation leg. The palm gently presses against the inner thigh of the figure four leg. Inhale with long exhale, relaxing through arch of the foot, calf, the back of the thigh, the glutes, the back of the waist, up through the rib basket, jaw soft. One last breath here. Long exhale down into the earth. Then bringing both legs, they might extend out, finding a comfortable place to be. Knees might lean towards each other. Just a place where you can relax. Hands can be on the abdomen or they can be beside your body. Wiggling the shoulders and the skull a bit to come to a comfortable place. Softening through the eyebrows, around the corners of the eyes, the little muscles under the eyes, cheeks, the space above the top lip, the lips, the chin, down the throat, into the heart and lung area. Aware for a moment of that constant rise and fall of the muscles that open and close the lungs. Oxygen flowing in, going out to all parts of the body, fingers and toes. And carbon dioxide answering back, calming us. Two more breaths here. Stay here if you'd like, or bring some movement to fingers and toes. Give the knees a hug. Intention to bring your breathing back to your day in whatever form. And then rolling over, we'll come to a brief sitting position if you're getting up. May we breathe fully. May we pass in and out of that swinging door. May we know that it's just one world, in and out. The universe breathes. Namaste. No more snow here. Stop the recording.